Okay, so for months now, there's been this massive global movement building against Tesla. The company, which was once this huge icon for environmentalists, is now facing one of the most intense boycotts the auto industry has ever seen. But has it actually worked? That's what we're going to dig into.
And right away, you run into this central puzzle. I mean, sales are down. The protests are happening all over the world. By all the usual metrics, a boycott like this should be a crippling blow to a company. So why isn't Tesla crumbling? What's really going on here?
And just to be super clear, we're not talking about some small, isolated protest. We're seeing demonstrations on multiple continents. Dealerships have been targeted, cars have actually been set on fire, and dozens of online communities are organizing specifically against Elon Musk. The point is, this backlash, it is very real, and it is intense. So all of this brings us to what we can call the Tesla paradox. It's this strange conflict between widespread public anger and this incredible corporate resilience. And what it shows us is something really fascinating about where power actually lies in our world today. You know, think about other big boycotts, right? Like Bud Light or Starbucks. Most of us probably couldn't even name their CEOs. But this is different. This isn't really about the company Tesla. The target is the man himself, Elon Musk. With Tesla, the CEO isn't just some anonymous executive. He is the brand. The two are completely inseparable. So what we're really seeing here is less of a traditional consumer boycott and more of what you might call social canceling. The goal isn't just to get Tesla to change a policy. It's a much broader social rejection of the values that Elon Musk has come to represent. The boycott itself is just the tool, the vehicle for that bigger rejection. So the big question is, how did Elon Musk respond to all this pressure? Well, he didn't just stumble into this situation. He's been running a very specific playbook, strategically shifting his public persona over the years. You could call it the chameleon's playbook. Okay, let's just roll back the clock a bit. During the Obama years, Musk positioned himself as this environmental hero, Mr. Save the Planet, which, by the way, really helped him secure a crucial $465 million government loan. But then, fast forward to the Trump era, and we see a total pivot. He's now a free speech warrior, donating millions and becoming a key political ally. And this whole transformation eventually lands him a major political appointment, leading the Department of Government Efficiency, or, DOGE. You know, there's this quote from Andrew Callahan that just hits the nail on the head. For certain public figures, getting canceled by one group isn't really the end. It's an opportunity, a chance to rebrand themselves and build a new, maybe even more passionate audience in that free speech warrior space. And if you look at Musk, he's followed this playbook perfectly. And this phrase right here, from a scalpel to a chainsaw, it just perfectly sums up how his methods have changed. Back under Obama, his approach was like a scalpel, very precise, subtly getting grants and subsidies. But under Trump, it became a chainsaw, just a blunt, aggressive effort to tear down any regulations that got in his way. Okay, so with all this political stuff happening in the background, what's actually going on with the business itself? Well, that's where we get to this tale of two totally different metrics. It really shows why just looking at falling sales doesn't give you the whole picture. So, on one hand, if you just look at sales, the boycott seems to be working. Big time. As of May 2025, sales are hitting record lows all across the EU and the UK. And get this, in the US, Tesla's sales are down even while the entire electric vehicle market grew by 11%. The bottom line is, Tesla is losing market share. You see the protests, you see the sales slump, and you'd think the stock would be tanking. But the stock market, it just doesn't seem to care at all. And the reason for this disconnect, well, it's pretty wild. See, the thing is, Tesla's stock isn't really trading on car sales anymore. It's just not the main driver. When Musk just hinted that he might step back from his government job, the stock shot up. When the White House deregulated autonomous driving, which was a huge win for Tesla, the stock shot up again. The company's value is now being driven by these huge political events, by sheer hype, and what's been called a kind of meme coin-like energy. And all of this really brings us to the heart of the matter. The very foundation of what we think of as consumer power is being tested. Because it feels like in this new landscape we're in, the old rules have completely changed. Don't get me wrong, the boycott is definitely having an impact. But that impact is just getting drowned out by something else. And this quote really sums it up. Our collective power as consumers is now blatantly less powerful than the words and actions of a single man. So let's just break down Musk's counterplay here. It's basically a three-step process.
First, gain real political power by getting a key role in the White House. Second, use that power to deregulate the system, making it harder for competitors to use the same government programs that helped him get started. And finally, step 3, fundamentally change the game. He's made his political clout more valuable than customer satisfaction.
So what are we left with? It's a pretty challenging question, honestly. In an era where billionaire influencers can get this kind of direct political power, can a consumer boycott, no matter how big or passionate, ever truly win? It's a question that might just redefine what activism even looks like in the 21st century.